Tip number 1, aerate and control thatch. Thatch is actually made up of dead grass blades between the grass and the soil surface. 1 inch creates insulation and protects the lawn from temperature changes. If it gets above that inch, if it gets a little thicker, that's when we run into problems. That's when it can harbor pests and diseases. Remove that thatch manually or by using a machine like an aerator or dethatcher. It opens up the pores of the soil. What that in turn allows is the air, water, and fertilizer to get down to the grass roots. Tip number 2, improving soil quality. Green lawns depend on the quality of the soil. If we want to increase the quality of the soil, particularly when making a new lawn, the minimum requirement should be about 4 inches of good soil. The longer grass that you want, the greener grass that you want, relates to how thick that soil is. So if you can go beyond 4 inches, wonderful. Tip number 3, overseeding. One of the best things we can do for our lawns is to overseed. The idea of overseeding is to add a top quality grass seed to the surface of the lawn. Red fescue tolerates shade and drought conditions, grows well in full sun, and has very fine leaves that spread. Perennial ryegrass is drought tolerant, prefers full sun, but tolerates shade. Many pests like chinch bugs, billbugs, and sodweb worms don't like the taste of this grass. Tip number 4, mowing the lawn. Always remember that when you're cutting the grass, you're only taking off the top third of the grass blade. By doing that, you're always regenerating the grass and keeping it healthy. Leave the clippings on the lawn to provide a natural source of nitrogen. Tip number 5, fertilize twice a year. Best to use a slow release fertilizer. What that means is as the temperature and water increases, it actually slowly releases the fertilizer into the soil. Tip number 6, irrigation. Getting water to the lawn obviously is essential, it's needed, but it can be overdone. Do not water more than once a week. Try, if possible, to do it in the morning time. That means there's less evaporation. Tip number 7, controlling weeds. Prevent weeds by removing them by hand or by regular mowing. If you followed the previous 6 lawn care tips, your grass should be thick enough that it's actually naturally crowding out the other weed species. If they persist, we recommend using an iron-based weed killer product. Something like Weed Be Gone or Fiesta. If your grass is experiencing some pest problems, try applying a nematode application to control grubs. Following those 7 steps, you should be able to completely rejuvenate your lawn. Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, you can contact a professional through Landscape Ontario. Find a professional business nearby by clicking on landscapeontario.com. Click on the Contact a Company tab in the left-hand corner. From the drop-down menu, click on Find a Company. Choose the category that best suits the job. Then, enter your postal code to be automatically connected to a Landscape Ontario professional. You can always depend on a Landscape Ontario member company to deliver excellence, professionalism, and top-rate work.